Good morning. Welcome back. Sassy Sacks, Kale Kozak in the morning. Not so exciting as news as Kayla seeing the Pope, but our New York Yankees are closing in on a playoff berth, a wild card berth, because it looks like basically the Blue Jays have the division. So, but Kayla, the Yankees struggling a little bit down the stretch here, losing last night, and they just basically need one more win to ensure that they will get in. You said to me in the break they need to win tonight. What's your outlook on the team right now, where they are, what they have to do, and how this team can prepare over the next week to get ready for October baseball?
I mean, based off after last night, I'm not very happy and I'm not very confident, being that Monday night I was very confident that we were going to do well the past two games, and that's not what has happened. So I'm not very excited. And I'm just very tentative about tonight. I was going to try and go.
Ooh.
Now I'm not. One is, I think it's going to rain.
Yeah, it's supposed to either be on and off or rain basically all day. So,
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't want to spend money to go sit out in the rain.
Yeah, so it was either that or I was planning on going for a long while. But if they're just gonna lose again to the one team that I want them to beat like every single time, like I get really angry about this rivalry. Some people tell me it doesn't exist. It exists.
Oh,
if
boy.
you're a real Yankee fan, it exists.
Oh boy. Now, okay, talking about the Yankees-Red Sox rivalry. Now, obviously, or to me, it seems like it's not as strong as it was, say, maybe 10 years ago when they met in the ALCS and there was the Red Sox came back from 3-0, and you had Aaron Boone's home run in Game 7 the year before, and you had the Pedro Don Zimmer fight and Varitek and A-Rod and just a whole big cast of characters. It seems like it's not as strong now. Do you think that way? Because I know you were very adamant that this exists and is still one of the top 2 or 3 sports rivalries of all time.
I mean, okay, this is the first theory I have as to why it was so strong at that point is because or even before that, I still think the Red Sox were very bitter about losing. Now that they're winning a little bit more, they have a ring under their belt.
3 since
Yes,
04.
since
Yeah.
04, they've gotten 3. I think they're not as bitter towards Yankees, and they're not putting the blame on all their losses on the Yankees because of Ruth. So that could be a reason.
Now, I feel like another thing is the players involved in the rivalry, the players on the different teams. I feel like now they're not as, so to speak, hating each other as they were back then. Because, I mean,
Right.
you look at, Jason Varitek, and he fully, flat out, no question about it, hated the Yankees. And I feel like now it's kind of, and I think we see this in every sport, that it used to be where you're on your team and you had a rival and you hated that rival. But now it seems like players in all professional sports, they're friendly with everybody. And
I mean, it's politics a lot of the time, I think, because you don't know what team you could be playing for next. With Jeter, I think that was another thing. People were Jeter fans, so they were able to feel committed to having that Yankees attachment. But now that Jeter's gone, you have a lot of people that were just Jeter fans rather than just Yankee fans. So Jeter's gone, so they're not as attached to the Yankees as they once were. And another thing is, I'm not saying that neither teams now don't have big names, because we still have Rodriguez and we still have Teixeira, but I think it's just a different generation of players now, where we don't have Jeter, neither of us have Damon or Vertek. Like, all these names are leaving both franchises. And when that's happening, I feel like we're stripping away that generation from baseball, and it's taking away that feel. I mean, for, again, Yankees fans, that if you're a real Yankees fan, you don't like Boston. Like, it's not happening. My friend that I was going to go to the game with, he said, "Where do you want to sit?" I said, "I'm okay with the bleachers." He goes, and he's a Red Sox fan. He goes, "I can't sit there." He's somebody who doesn't believe the rivalry exists at all. He goes, "I can't sit in the bleachers because those are where the real Yankee fans are. And those Yankee fans believe that there's still a rivalry." So I guess it depends if you're true or not.
I feel like that argument
alone says that there is a rivalry.
Alone says that he believes in a rivalry.
Exactly. I told him that too.
That's where the real Yankee fans sit, who believe in the rivalry. So the ones who don't believe in the rivalry aren't the real Yankee fans.
Right, and you don't want them at the games anyway.
Right.
And another reason is, I think, a huge part of the rivalry were the Red Sox fans, who were so angry, because just New Englanders in general are very angry, and they were so angry and so bitter about constantly losing that they had to put the blame on somebody. So now that they have won,
and who better than the evil empire?
Who better? So I think it was just a matter of being salty.
They
were a little salty.
Salty. That's one way to describe it. Okay, so now getting back to the present day, Yankees closing in on potentially clinching for the playoffs. How great would you feel if they do it against the Red Sox?
I would feel like I saw the Pope again. Just because against the Red Sox, but I need to be at the ALDS game.
So, before they get to the ALDS, play one wild card game. Likely they'll put Tanaka up against, right now, I think it's looking like the Astros? The second wild card?
Possibly.
I don't know.
Actually, I haven't looked.
Well, no, I think that there's a tie. I mean, it's so close. The Yankees are pretty safely in the first wild card, so they'll likely host that game. So now, Kayla, one game playoff to advance into the ALDS.
Mind you, we shouldn't be in that position. We should already be there. We should have to be in a wild card.
But okay, so what's the mindset of a Yankee fan? You go into that wild card. You're throwing your ace, Masahiro Tanaka. You spent so much money to get him, and your season's on the line. One game. What's your mindset entering it? Are you confident? Are you anxious? Are you nervous?
I'm just saying to win. I mean, I don't want to analyze my feelings too much on this one because the past two Red Sox games, I thought we were going to win those two. So I have no predictions on this.
So
I don't know. And here's a big thing about sports. I think we've talked about it before.
Yes.
I think people forget.
I've had many radio shows with either you or Ken Reichman breaking down sports and fandom and all things like that. I think we definitely know where we stand on that.
Well, what I was going to say is that I think we spoke about this aspect is people forget that both sides want to win. So we could do all of this having Tanaka time, and we can follow all these tactics and we could put all of our heart and soul into this, the fans including. But if the Astros want it just as bad, they're going to fight for it just as hard. Sometimes it's not about strategy. Sometimes it's just about the luck of the draw.
It is. I'll admit that that luck certainly plays a very big hand in sports. And but Kayla, your approach for the Yankees playoffs simply goes the Al Davis saying, "Just win, baby, win."
Yeah. I mean, that's all season long. But right now, I have nothing else to say. I'm a salty Yankee fan right now.
Wow. So
hopefully next Wednesday I'm a little more sweeter of a Yankee fan.
Next Wednesday we will be in postseason baseball. Can't believe that that 162 games just about all up. And then we really get to exciting baseball. I mean, the whole season is exciting, but still, nonetheless, there's something about that magic. There's a little chill in the air, and you're seeing the best pitchers, the best hitters going at it for the World Championship trophy. It's really an amazing thing, and something that I feel like baseball is unique. I think the way that the first round or the divisional round series are 3 out of 5. I feel like that's a dimension of playoffs that we don't see in the other sports, because basketball and hockey are every round is 4 out of 7. I like the 3 out of 5 format, and
I'd rather that than like the MAC tournament where you only get one game.
Right.
I don't like one-game series.
And I think especially in baseball, a one-game series, anything can happen in one game. I mean, we see that in every sport, but I feel like especially baseball, it's such a catch as catch can that you really get a better sense with a series. But anyway, Kayla, we are just about we are basically out of time here. Great insight. You got the Pope, you got the Yankees. I think that's a pretty good day.
I think that just explains me. I think that's just...
Kayla Kozak in 2 words. Pope, Yankees.
Jesus, Yankees.
Jesus, Yankees. There we go. You heard it here. Kayla Kozak, 2 words. Jesus, Yankees. We'll catch you next time, everyone. Sassy Sacks, Kayla Kozak in the morning.